I'm Robbie with the Robbie Blackwell Golf Academy, coming to you from the barn in Deepsville, Alabama. And today we're going to talk about our driver. Alright, so a lot of times I get a student that comes to me and they're talking about, they're not bad with their short irons or mid irons, but when they get to the longer clubs, especially the driver, that's where they struggle. And so when they tell me that, I kind of already have an idea of what's going on in their golf swings. I watch them and I kind of confirm that, and then we work on it. And so the first thing that I see in that person is their setup. And a lot of times they have the setup where their golf ball is too far in the middle of their stance, too far back in their stance. And so using our alignment stick here, we show that where this ball position is more in the middle. And so that golfer can sometimes be set up like this. So it's in the middle, but they're set up now to hit the ball with more slicing action or more open club face and slicing action. And then if they set up square to it, you can see how now the ball's too far back and they're going to get more steep on the golf ball. And it also inhibits them from squaring that club face up enough to get it going to the fairway. They have to make some big changes to try to square the face up, and then the shot disperses off the clamp. Okay? And so we use this, we're going to get the ball more off the inside instep of the heel here, and for a right-handed golfer off the left side. And so we got it more in the front of our stance, off the armpit, however you want to look at it, but it's here off the left foot. And so now when I get them set up there, a lot of times they shift everything more to the front side, and they're leaning more here. You can see how my shoulders level out, and a lot of times I can only figure that makes them feel like they got the ball in a position where they can control the golf ball. And so if I could take my spear here and change that to point back behind the golf ball, you can see how that levels me out. It gets my center back behind the golf ball, and that's going to allow me to hit more up on the ball, and having that ball positioned more forward is also going to give me time for that club face to square up at impact, or get more square at impact, depending on the shot shape that you want to hit. And so we can control that a lot more just by controlling our ball position and our setup. Right? So once we move into the swing, a lot of times we fix that, but then they still get steep and over the top. And you can see how I start lunging into the golf ball. My chest gets more over the golf ball, and so I get steep. My club face again doesn't have time to close up, so it stays out to the right. They slice it, and they make those big misses happen. So what we want to do, the idea that I try to get coming from baseball, and especially like if I'm teaching somebody that's played baseball, is I want to get where I want to feel like I'm sitting back on a fastball. And so I get here, and then I sit back, and then I turn. Well, that's the same position I want to get hitting a driver. I don't want to lunge into it. That's going to make my angle of attack become steeper, and it's not going to allow me to close that club face up. So if I lunge into a fastball here, I'm going to have less time to get the barrel to the bat, or barrel to the ball, and hit it to the left field fence. I'm going to hit it out to the right more, and I'm not going to have any power to it. Okay? So once I get that ball position, I get my center back behind the golf ball, and I swing, I can keep my center back behind the golf ball and hit more up, square that club face up better, and hit longer drives, and straighter drives. So I'm going to hit a couple here. So the first one, I'm going to put in the middle of my stance. Okay, so I'm going to put that ball more towards the middle of my stance, and we're going to look at these numbers. I got a couple numbers up here that we're going to focus on. One being the attack angle, that's the top right corner, and then our club path and face the path, which are the two boxes below attack angle and club speed. Okay, so I'm going to put this one in the front, middle of my stance. I'm not going to try to do anything to make this any worse. I'm just going to set up, and we're going to hit the shot. Oh, it's trying to turn on it. Didn't hit it too bad. Let's see what those numbers are. Club speed 107.1. My attack angle was only 0.1, so pretty much level. My club path was 11 degrees out to the right, and my face to path was -2 close. So that's why it didn't curve a whole bunch to the right, but everything was going out to the right and just stayed there. Okay, so I carried that 235 yards, and we'll look at this number as well. My launch angle was 8.4, so very low. Again, I'm not hitting up on the ball. I don't have loft showing at that point, and so it's going to come off low and stay out to the right. So this one I'm going to put more in the front of my stance, and I'm going to keep my center back behind it a little bit better, and try to hit more up on it, and hit this ball a little bit better. Let's see what we can do. Oh, beautiful, looks good. Right down the middle of the fairway. Let's see what these numbers produce. Alright, so my club speed went up to 109.8. My attack angle went up to 3.7, just changing ball position. Club path was 6.7, so it was a lot better. Didn't go too far up to the right. And my face of path was negative 3.5, which was allowing me to hit that draw. My launch angle went up to 10.6. My carry distance went up to 260 yards. So I was able to hit the ball farther, and I was able to hit the ball straighter just by changing my attack angle, or changing my ball position and changing my attack angle. So make sure you get set up properly. Get that ball more in the front of your stance. Try to sit back on the ball and hit more up on the ball, and we'll see some longer, straighter drives and lower your scores in the future. If you like this content, comment below. If you have any questions or any need for instruction, please feel free to reach out and contact me. Look forward to seeing everybody soon.